Please be seated. Welcome to graduation. My name is Susan Eberwine. I'm the Vice President of Student Services at Salina Area Technical College. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and Board of Trustees, congratulations. I would like to introduce our guests on the stage. The Board of Trustees, represented by Lou Ann Pavogel, Chairwoman, Tom Mertz, Tom Pestinger, Bob Miller, Larry Pankratz, and Todd Smith. Our faculty and staff, President Greg Good, Vice President of Administrative Services and Interim Vice President of Instruction, Andrew Manley, Larry Hettenbach, and Amanda McIntyre, our speakers. Graduates, as you know, you're the reason we're here today, but there are a few other groups that I would like to recognize. First, the parents, spouses, children, friends, and family of the graduates. Thank you for your support and guidance. Audience, let's give these student supporters a round of applause. Next, I would like our faculty to stand. Thank you for your willingness to share your knowledge and experience, your professionalism, and your dedication. Without your willingness to educate our students, we would not be here today. The last group I want to recognize and thank are the businesses that have donated to our foundation. The donors are listed on the back of your program. Their contributions allow us to provide scholarships and purchase materials and equipment. Now some enrollment information. I'm proud to report that the fall Census Day enrollment was higher than the previous year, and the enrollment of high school students increased by 37% this year. We have 17 students graduating with both their high school diploma and their technical certificate from Salina Area Technical College. I should mention that these students represent 8 area high schools. In total, we have 209 high school students who took advantage of the free tuition initiative from the state of Kansas and took advantage of the Salina Tech Center of Excellence Scholarship, which allowed them to take courses with us at no charge. This year, as we celebrate our 50th anniversary, we expanded our offerings by opening an evening welding program and a commercial truck driving program. Today, we have 145 students graduating. Of these, 36 are graduating with an Associate of Applied Science degree. Those of you that are graduating with the associates, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Finally, I would like to acknowledge some significant student achievements. Several of our students participate in Skills USA, where their technical skills are evaluated through competitions with other students around the state. This year's winners are Eli Ryder, Michael Smith, and Thomas Albright, who took first place in automated manufacturing technology. Riley Ferris got first place in precision machining. Ethan Keating won first place, and Jason Brantley got second place in technical drafting. And Alex Parker took third place in diesel technology equipment. In addition to these achievements, 100% of our medical assistant students passed their registered medical exam. 16 dental students passed their dental assisting exam, and 4 electrical students passed their journeyman electrical exam. Lastly, I would like our National Technical Honor Society students to stand. These students are receiving honors for outstanding academic achievements and volunteerism. You may be seated. It has been an outstanding year. Congratulations, graduates. It's been a pleasure working with you. Now I'd like to welcome President Good to the podium.
Well, good to see everybody out there. What a great place for graduation, isn't it? It's a warm, intimate location. We love being here. Thanks to the Steeple for allowing us to return again this year. Is this our third year? It's third year. Emotional time, graduation. Our staff and our faculty have grown close to you. Student services have grown close to you. I think this is the first time, and I'm not kidding, the first time I've seen Susan get through this without crying. She had no tears at all today. You didn't struggle hardly once, so that's fantastic. You know what's interesting? I know quite a few students, and some of the friends and the parents in the audience may know this, but this is the first year where I've had just large numbers of students say that they already have jobs before they graduate, and large numbers of you saying you're very close to having jobs before you graduate, and that is fantastic. I am proud of you. We opened 50 years ago. This is our anniversary, and our mission has remained the same: education for employment. It is that simple. We want to educate you, we want to get you employed and start your career. This is a graduation, but it's also referred to as commencement. And commencement means it's a start. This isn't the end, this is a beginning of your lifelong learning, of your journey, of going out into the world and trying to make something of yourself and grow. And I encourage you to continue your education and continue learning, continue training. You have a great faculty. A couple of things that were not mentioned that many people don't know. We should talk about it more, but we don't. But this is a faculty that is ranked in the top 10% nationally. Our college is ranked in the top 10% nationally for the third year in a row. Thank you. They deserve that. And with the tremendous supporting team as well in student services and learning resources and throughout the college, last year the Kansas Board of Regents came out with rankings for two-year colleges in the state of Kansas. Salina Area Technical College was ranked first, and I am proud of that and proud of them. Two other things to mention about faculty. The Kansas Council of Workforce Education honors the top faculty of the year every year. It's been a long time since Salina has had a person who's won that award, but we have a winner this year, the top faculty member in the state of Kansas. I'd like Eric Vanoy, welding instructor, to stand up, be recognized. Yeah, that's a big deal. He thinks he's going to get a raise from me. He keeps coming to me. You know. And you know what? We've had somebody teaching us since the Carter administration. And that person's retiring, and I want to recognize Ken Mills. He is retiring. This is his last graduation. Ken, stand up. I know many of you are probably saying to yourself, who the heck is Carter? It was a long time ago. 3 candidates are going in to interview for a job. And the same job, the first candidate is asked, why do you want this job? And the candidate responds, you know what, I'm commuting, got a 15-mile commute, and I work evening hours. This is a better job. It's during the day, it's closer to home. It's a good answer. The second candidate is asked the same question, why do you want this job? And she says, well, you know, it's got good pay. I just finished my training at Salina Area Technical College, and I'm just ready to start my career. I'm real anxious to get started. That is another good answer. And the third candidate is asked, why do you want this job? And he said, I looked on your website, I looked at your mission and your vision and goals, and I couldn't help but notice that your company has a lot of the same values that I embrace. You know, you talked on your website about people who work in a team and people who you want people who communicate well and people who are responsible and go the extra mile. And, you know, I like to do all those things too. Now, the first two candidates really focused on what they could do. But the third candidate focused on why. And in the interview was able to communicate their values. And values are critical. As you have started this process, I will tell you to try to think more like the third candidate. Not that there is anything wrong with those first two answers, but to try to think in terms of why am I doing what am I doing, and what are my values and what's important to me. About 4 or 5 years ago, one of the local chief operating officers in the community, we were talking, and he said, you know, Greg, anybody can teach machine tool technology. It's not a big deal. So I was like, all right. He said, there's machine tool technology programs all over the state. I can hire from any of them. He said, teach students how to be responsible. Teach them how to show up on time. Teach them how to be a team. And I can tell you, then you'll have something to brag about. And I think that those are the values that our faculty embrace. That's what they are proud of most of the time. Truth be told, lots of people can do the job you've been hired to do. But what will set yourself apart is your values. Are you showing up on time? Are you taking appropriate breaks? Do you work well in a team? How are your communication skills? You go the extra mile. People will notice your values, and the work will take care of itself. I think that our organization, the accolades that our faculty and our staff have, I think it's because of the values that our employees embrace. A shared set of values of putting the student first, of working as part of a team. You know, these are the things that we talk about and try to embrace. That other stuff, that's outcome. And I'm not going to talk anymore because I want to get out of here before we get tornadoed. We have two guest speakers tonight. It's our 50th anniversary. We're proud of that. In 1965, Salina Tech opened with 9 programs. Today we have over 21 programs and 1,000 students, and we thought, let's find 2 alumni speakers, 2 wonderful alumni speakers. The first speaker is Larry Hettenbach. Larry is a 1974 graduate of Salina Area Vocational School, the Machine Shop. He's the Senior Vice President of the Repair and Manufacturing Division at X-Line. This month, Larry is celebrating 30 years with the company and has been employed in the machining industry in Salina for 42 years. Larry's been a member of the Salina Area Technical College Machine Tool Technology Advisory Board for 20 years, and he's a member of the Mustang Club of America and a life member of the National Rifle Association. He resides in rural Saline County with his wife of 40 years, Stephanie, and they have 2 children. Help me welcome Larry Hettenbach.
Thank you, President Good. That's kind of cool. Got introduced by a president. I don't think I've ever had that before. In fact, the only other introduction I've had was at my wedding day, and that was more than 40 years ago. So it's really a special day. It's such an honor to be up here to talk to you today. I would have never guessed that I, a farm boy from the suburbs of Enterprise, Kansas, would one day be up on the very stage where Pat Benatar, Roger Daltrey, Ian Anderson, and Billy Gibbons have performed. How cool is that? I see many of the graduates are going to have to ask their parents who that is, but that's okay because I don't know many of today's performers either. So I moved to Salina in the summer of 1973 and enrolled in the machine shop program at Salina Vocational Technical School. I knew very little about the machining program and the industry in general, but after a few weeks under the guidance of my instructor, Dr. Gary Funk, I was able to get a job working nights for scientific engineering, which was just down the road from the school. The neat thing about it was I started there working for $3 an hour. I couldn't believe it. I'd been throwing hay bales all my life, it seemed like, for $1.05 an hour, so to go to some place and get paid $3 an hour for a lot easier work was pretty amazing. One day I was asking about overtime, and I didn't even know what that meant. You know, when you're throwing hay bales, it didn't matter if you spent 14 hours a day or 4 hours a day, you got $1.05 an hour. So when the owner came up to me, Mr. Pat Mullen, and said, could you work Saturday? I thought, I don't know, that's really cutting into my sleeping time. I've kind of got this thing going where I get up at 7 a.m. I've got to be at school at 7 a.m. and then I get out of school at 2:15. I go to work and I work till midnight. I get off at midnight, and in those days the drinking age was 18, so he went to what we called beer joints afterwards and kind of spent the evening there and then went home and got up and did it all again the next day. So Saturday really wasn't something I was too interested in. And he said, well, it pays overtime. And I looked at him and said, what's that? And I really think he thought, what kind of idiot did I hire here? So he asked me then, he said, well, how much do you make now? And I said, well, you're paying me $3 an hour. I was proud of that fact. And he said, well, for working Saturday, you'll get $4.50 an hour. And immediately I said, what time do you want me here? I couldn't believe that I was going to get paid $1.50 an hour more to do the same thing that I was doing during the week. And all I had to do was cut back on the partying a little bit and go to work on Saturday. Heck yeah, I'll work overtime, all I can. I learned early in life what it was like to work hard and the importance of being on time from my parents. However, most of my work ethic came from my mother due to my father passing away when I was at the age of 12. Our mother raised 4 children ranging in age from 14 down to 6. And she taught us what it was like to work long days, hard hours, raising children on a small farm. So thank you, Mom. This work ethic from my parents combined with the education I received at Salina Votech enabled me to advance my career as a machinist and later as a supervisor and a manager. I have no doubt that without these 2 things, my life would have been much different. In closing, I'll have these 3 pieces of advice from what I've learned. Number 1, always be to work on time. If you're not there early, you're late. You can gain a tremendous amount of knowledge from your workplace. Just look for it, it's there. If you're not there, they can't teach you anything and you're losing ground. Be there, be on time, be ready to go to work. One of my co-workers at X-Line Incorporated is in his 46th year of employment there. And he's still one of the first people there every day and ready to go to work on the starting buzzer. So it's truly amazing. I don't know how many days he's missed in his career because we really don't track that, but I'm pretty certain in 46 years it's fewer than a dozen. He's just there every day and ready to go to work. Number 2 is always look for ways to improve on what you're doing. Don't let your mind go numb or wander off the job if what you're doing is a little boring or mundane. My first job at Scientific Engineering consisted of sandblasting these metal tubes that later were made into fuel element spacers for a nuclear reactor. Pretty important part. The job wasn't all that important. You just put them in this cabinet, stuck your arm in a couple of rubber gloves and reached inside the cabinet and sandblasted it. But during the blasting process, you're there all by yourself at night. You've got a lot of time to think about those things. And I noticed that if I'd turn a little bit and blast towards the others that were inside the cabinet, they got some overspray and they were cleaned up quicker. And I ended up almost doubling the production, and that allowed me to advance. I got that job done. They had to find something else for me to do. So I moved up to the next step and the next step. Eventually, I got to where, when I went full-time for Scientific, I was the head over the fuel element spacers, and I knew everything about them and was able to teach others to do that job. The third thing is never stop learning. Look for ways to gain knowledge. The internet provides you folks with such an opportunity that I didn't have at the time, but the learning opportunity is still there, but the internet just makes it so much easier. If you don't have a home computer, then go to the local library. They have computers there that you can use. They've got books too, and there's still a lot of knowledge in those. So utilize all of that to learn about what your job is and what you're doing and how you can advance. So that's the things that I've kind of learned, and to just kind of close out, because I too want to get out of here before the storms hit. Having gone through a tornado myself a few years ago, I really don't want to be here when that happens. So hopefully we can beat it out of here. But the last thing I have is just a copy of saying from someone in my time frame and trying to put it in today's texting terms, and that's LLAP. Or as Mr. Spock would say, live long and prosper. Thank you.
And our second speaker is Mandy McIntyre. She received her Certified Nursing Assistant, Home Health Aide, and Certified Medical Assistant certifications from Salina Tech. She then went on and attended Kansas Wesleyan University and earned her associate's degree in nursing. Mandy is an RN Clinical Services Manager for Brookdale Home Health here in Salina. She also teaches for us in our Allied Health Department. Mandy was born in Germany, has lived in Salina since 1986. She married Jason, her high school prom date, and is the mom of 4 active and beautiful teenage daughters. Mandy, welcome.
Thank you. Mine's going to be a lot shorter, and I apologize. But I want to welcome and thank you and say hello to the alumni, staff, students, and invited guests. I look out here and I see a lot of you men, women, young, some not so young. And I want to say congratulations to Salina Tech class of 2015. It's my honor to be your guest speaker. I promise to make this short, sweet, and to the point, as I too attended Salina Tech in my much younger days. I graduated from Salina Tech in 1994. That was a few years ago. And this is where my career started. As he said, I did take a few other classes and continued all my career. I did decide to take a little bit of a break, stay home. I got married, had children, and then my children were old enough to go back to school, so I thought, I guess I need to go back to work. Didn't know what I was gonna do. Didn't know where to go. And I knew I loved nursing in the medical field, and I thought, well, I could continue on my nursing career, but I'm too old. Well, here's the thing, you're never too old or too young to follow your dreams, and this is what I did. I did follow my dreams. I was a little older than I had anticipated as I was 4 years old and told my parents I wanted to be a nurse to help people. So here I am, a nurse. I've been a nurse with the same home health agency for about 8 years, and the clinical service manager. And I am honored to say that my daughter will be a junior next year at Salina South, and she will be as well attending Salina Tech to fulfill her dreams. So she will be attending here and following my steps. So thank you again, and I wish you all the best. And remember, life is what you make of it. So congratulations and good luck.
Graduates, please stand. Members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty of Salina Area Technical College, I certify that these students have met the requirements for an associate degree or a technical certificate and declare these students as candidates for graduation. The registrar, Ms. Denise Hefner, will read the names of the graduates.
Please hold your applause until all of the graduates' names have been read. Auto Collision Repair, Francisco Caleras Gonzalez. Tyrell Allen Hurst. Damian Hasso. Chance M. Katzenmeyer. Colton Richard Maxwell. Sarah Ann Nichols. Austin Lee Van Lintel. Automotive Technology, Robert Raymond Berg, Jr. John H. Day II. David W. Forrester. Miranda Kate Oldfield. Jose Miguel Rodriguez. Danielle Marie Roush. Dwayne Dakota Young. Business Administrative Technology, Lydia Araceli Ariano.
I'll face it the right way.
Caitlin Marie Ferguson. Carolyn Yvonne Hall. Stephanie Marie Jensen. Jose Antonio Mendez. Taylor Paige Minos. Denzel Rogan. Adeline Marie Winship. Commercial and Advertising Art, Amanda Joy McCosh. Brooks Matthew Olivier. Jordan Elizabeth Ratzliff. Tate C. Walker. Caitlin Emmeline Williams. Jedediah Wilson. Lydia Nicole Witt. Computer-aided drafting, Thomas Trevor Albright. Jason Tyler Brantley. Braden Heath Burlew. Ethan Clay Keating. Construction technology, Travis Vaughn Birch. Jordan Levi Crumpton. Jose Alfredo Dominguez. Dustin Allen Elsizer. Ryan Allen Fox. Andrew James Minson. Dental assistant, Morgan Beckwith. Lindsay Nicole Carmichael. Minerva DeLuna. Ashley Deach. Terry Ann Faust. Chelsea K. Haynes. Alyssa Demetrius Susan Hargrove. Addison Hibbert. Michaela Ann Johannek. Courtney Marie Lanou. Katie Christine Catherine Mills. Selene Rodriguez. Alyssa Jane Spector. Bailey Kate Swenson. Brinju Tapa. Diesel Technology, James Caleb Tucker Alamand. William Devin Baker. Jacob Gerald Cope. Skylar Dean Kruger. Patrick Everett Lambert. Alicia Denise Longnecker. Jason Tristan Martinez. Slade J. Sayre. Jonathan Christopher Todd. Landon Worth. Electronic Engineering Technology, Stephanie Claire Berry. No. Kevin Hang. Michael Robert Kohler. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, Dokken Robert Frederick Heenan. Kyle James Heidenreich. Tan Nguyen. Herbert Parsons. Levi Piper. Stephen Joseph Rochine. Ethan C. Toman. Michael Austin Vesterberg. Machine Tool Technology, Riley Ferris. Ramon Munguia, Jr. Eli Daniel Ryder. Michael Allen Smith. Medical Assistant, Lena Shirley Calzadias. Amber May Ann Field. Diane Keller. Courtney Lake Olson. Lexi Kate Watts. Welding Technology, Andrew Lauren Wolf. Posthumous award being accepted by his father, Gary Wolf. Marco Antonio Alvarez. Sarah Elizabeth Anderson. Ryan Scott Barnes. Jeffrey Ralph Bender. Tyler Joseph Bridson. Cameron James Cardy. Hunter Clarkson. Andrew Code. Brandon Allen Cook. Dustin Barr Davidson. William Cody Fennell. Julio Cesar Flores. Bailey Matthew Glavin. Taryn Haggard. Matthew Lambert Helvey. Dylan Scott Valentine Hefner. Michael Anthony Holloman. Jesse Dean Kinderconnect. Logan Dwayne Newell. August G. Peterson. Matthew Avery Russell. Brian Mark Verslis. Mason Gregory Cravat Weiss. Dayton Michael Will. Jade L. Yanakopoulos.
To the class of 2015, I am pleased to announce that upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I pronounce you graduates of Salina Area Technical College. We do wish you well in your future as you have applied what we have taught you. There will be a reception with cookies and punch in the Watson room right back here. Graduates, please stand during the recessional. Audience members, please remain seated until the last graduate exits.